talk about the legalities here. I mean, what is the basic argument you were trying to make in court?
We actually won in British Columbia and in Nova Scotia, but Ontario is the only province where we lost. And so being the appellant then and trying to get a decision overturned is a big challenge. Some of the legalities that are a little bit challenging are the fact that the Charter of Rights and Freedoms is actually designed to protect private organizations like Trinity Western from public interference. That's important in a democracy like Canada. And yet the law societies aren't respecting that. They're saying that LGBT rights, in essence, trump religious rights. And we actually don't want any rights to trump any other rights. We think that they can be balanced and we think that they can be reconciled. What a lot of people don't know is that there actually are LGBT people at Trinity Western. We welcome them if they want to be part of our learning community. Trinity Western is a distinctly Christian religious learning community, and that's why the community covenant exists. We're actually not making a statement about LGBT people at all. We're making a statement about marriage because for us, evangelical Christians, marriage has a lot of theological significance. It's very sacred to us, and so that's what we're seeking to maintain. And in terms of LGBT students studying with us, we only ask that they honor our definition of marriage while they're with us.
Amy, court watchers are saying that this is the clash between religious freedom and gay rights that could go all the way to the Supreme Court. I mean, what are you hoping to achieve in these appeals, both in BC and here in Ontario?
Hoping to ensure that the government continues to honor freedom of religion. I know that a lot of people get a little bit nervous when they hear a phrase like freedom of religion, freedom of conscience, and I think that's because they're a little bit afraid that people who have freedom will abuse it. But I think that what they're not understanding is that freedom of religion, freedom of conscience is good for everybody. It's not just beneficial to people of faith. It's also beneficial for people who don't have faith. It's good for people who don't believe, because freedom of conscience means that you're free to believe in God or free not to believe in God. And there are lots of countries where people don't enjoy that freedom. We have a lot of newcomers in this country, and one of the reasons why they choose a country like Canada is that they're free to believe as they choose and practice accordingly.
I mean, have you had support from other religious organizations outside of Christian groups?
I think that a lot of religious groups haven't yet realized how important this is and how much this could potentially benefit them. And what we're trying to communicate is that this journey, as messy and difficult and expensive as it is, isn't just about opening a law school in Langley, BC. It's about so much more than that. It's about protecting freedom for faith communities and for all Canadians. And so this really does affect them. There are so many Christian schools, for example, without Canada, and they could be next. And so we're really hoping that religious organizations can understand what this is about and stand with us.
15 years ago, Trinity Western took a similar case to the Supreme Court and ended up winning 8-1. I mean, what is the difference in this case?
Essentially, this case is about our law school, as you know. The case in 2001 was about Trinity Western University's School of Education. And the BC College of Teachers didn't want to accredit our teachers for very similar reasons. But at the end of the day, the end of the case, they ultimately ruled that there was no evidence at all that Trinity Western teachers would be any more likely to discriminate than anybody else. There was no evidence of discrimination. The admissions policy was not enough to be considered discrimination, and so the BC College of Teachers had to accredit, and it worked out really well. Now we have 15 years of evidence demonstrating that Trinity Western University teachers are among the best in their field. They're sought after in the Fraser Valley. There have been no problems, and so we're confident that the same will hold true of our law graduates. Certainly supporting us publicly on social media and in the media is helpful. Writing an op-ed, commenting on Facebook, commenting on Twitter can really be helpful. Giving is certainly helpful. This is a very expensive journey, and that's certainly important. And of course, they can pray. We believe in the power of prayer, and so if people can support us that way, we would appreciate that so much. We actually set up a landing page just a couple of days ago called prayforfreedom.ca, and so if people wanted to join with us that way, they can visit the landing page and sign up.